Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm Craig Anderson of ClearPath Coaching and Consulting. Today, we're talking about a really important topic to me and really to all of you as business owners and executives. At ClearPath Coaching and Consulting, when I started this business, I really wanted to focus on people who were like me, who were really good at what they did. I was really good at sales and leading sales teams. But as I got into those leadership roles, I realized a lot of what I was good at, I didn't really have a background in for leadership. And I was kind of an accidental executive. I didn't really plan for that. It just kind of happened. And that can happen a lot to people in the corporate ranks and to business owners is you're really good at what you do. Maybe you came in as a professional services business owner, you're an architect, you're an accountant, you have a health services business, whatever it is, you have this entrepreneurial idea. You start out and you start to build and you find yourself having to add some people and you get some helpers around you to get things done. And that's great. And that works really well. But then you're more successful. And as you grow, you find yourself needing to do different things to be successful. And you say, I can't do it all anymore. As one client said to me, I went from being the person who drove things forward to becoming the roadblock because everything was still coming through me as the owner. And that's when you have to start to ask yourself, I need to make that transition to start building a team around me of leaders who will help me run the business. And that's where things get a little touchy. If it's either your business owner, or maybe even executive, but I'm moving into a position where you have to do this, but it's like, there's a way I want things done. This is my baby. This is how I want things done. This is how I want it positioned. This is how we address problems, how we talk to customers, how we talk to prospects, whatever it is. And you get nervous, like, how do I get this done through other people? Um, that's the executives that I really love to work with, or the business owners that I really love to work with. We start to build those structures because here's the truth. You can get things done through other people. You can have the business run the way you want it run without being involved in the day to day of the business. So that's really what we do here is help you make that transition. Today, what we're going to talk about is a big piece of that, which is, what are the three things you need to focus on as a business owner every day if you want your business to be successful for the long term? Not here to say that you don't roll your sleeves up and dig in from time to time to get things done. That's fine. But if that's all you're doing, you're going to feel really accomplished at the end of the day, but you're not moving your business forward more than that next day's work. So as the owner of the business, as the leader, you have to start looking to the future. And that's a big part of what you do as the owner of the business, especially as it grows. You have to look further and further out into the future and start thinking about that and planning for it. So to do that, you have to start surrounding yourself again with some leaders who will help you run the business. The struggle that you have there is, how do I get things done the way I want them done? And so we're going to talk about the focus on these three things. Not only are going to help you grow your business faster and help you be more successful, it's also going to ensure that the business grows the way you want to, doing the things you want to do in the business. So three ideas that I want to talk to you about today as the owner of your business, as the CEO of your business is: one, the importance of setting the vision; two, the importance of clearing the path for your team to move forward; and three, holding people accountable, which can be the more challenging sometimes of those three. But let's circle back to number one, setting the vision. What does that really mean? A lot of people say vision, that's such a soft thing. It's just kind of a highfalutin thing that, they talk about at business school or whatever, but that's not what the vision is for your business. When I'm talking about setting the vision for your business, I'm talking about getting really clear on what you want your business to look like in kind of a 3 to 5 year window. When you look out to that 3 years, it's not just to say we're going to be successful in 3 years. It's for you to say, as the owner of the business, this is what we're going to look like in 3 years. We're going to be this big. We're going to have this many employees, this many clients, this much revenue. We're going to relocate into this area. We're going to have expanded into a regional footprint versus maybe just my city footprint or a state footprint or whatever it is that you see your business. So it's getting crystal clear on what your vision is for your business in 3 years. That's so important. And why, you ask, is that so important, Craig? Here's the reason it's so important. As you're growing, the team around you needs to understand the vision for the business. You're trying to get things done through other people, through a leadership team, sometimes 2 levels down from you, sometimes 3. It depends on how fast you grow. And if you're going to do that and have it done the way you want it done, one, you really have to get clear on what the business looks like so they can make decisions in light of that 3 year vision that you have for the business. So it's really about clarifying for everyone around you what that vision is. So as they're making decisions, they have that in mind and they know how to make decisions towards that goal. The other thing is when you're really clear for the business on the vision for the business, that's going to help you get the right people on your team. You want to get people on your team who are aligned with the vision you have for the business because they're going to do things the way you want them done. And by the way, they're also going to be more engaged in play because they're going to see that they're actually helping to accomplish this larger vision that they happen to agree with. So creating and setting a really clear vision for the future is something you need to be thinking about every day, that you need to be communicating all the time to your teams and reinforcing that, because that constant reinforcement of what the vision is going to help people understand how they need to move forward as they work for you and serve your clients and serve your customers. So it's a really important piece for you to think about. So that's thing one, setting the vision. The next thing you need to be thinking about every day as the owner of a growing, scaling, successful business is clearing the path. One of the big challenges to growth is you start creating, if you're not careful, all these internal roadblocks. So, I said earlier, sometimes as you grow, you're the roadblock because everything is going through you. And as the business grows, you just can't have 10 or 15 people coming to you every day trying to figure out what it is that needs to be done. But sometimes too, we start corporatizing too much and we start creating policies and procedures and processes that just actually get in the way. So what can you do as the owner of your business to clear that stuff out of the way? We need to have policies. We need to have procedures. We need to have the ways of doing things. Those protect us. Those help us keep things focused and doing the way we want them done. But what can we do to make sure the way is clear for our employees? How can we go about finding those things that make it hard for them to do business? Whether it could be things like equipment, it could be things like timeline of their schedule. What are the things that we need to do that if we can get those things out of the way, it will help our employees do their jobs, help them succeed. So we should always be looking and asking those questions. Again, I'm not suggesting you have to have your sleeves rolled up and be in the business every day, but being in front of your people, having those opportunities. One of the things that you run the risk of when you build a leadership team is you're going to not always get what's going on in the heart of the business. So always make yourself available to be around the people. I used to set up in the break room for an hour or two every morning as people rolled in, maybe an hour in the morning doing some work that I could afford to be interrupted while I was doing, just to be able to get a sense of what's going on, to talk to the employees, to see how they're doing, to see how they're feeling about things. Really an important piece for you to stay in touch with what's going on. And then when you hear of those problems and you understand where their challenges are, get with your leadership team, find ways to clear the path so that they can move forward more successfully. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you money. It's going to help you grow your business faster. So it's a critical piece for you to think about, is clearing that path for your employees. And now we get to the one that is, not always everybody's favorite, but it's holding people accountable. This is such an important aspect for you as the business owner for so many reasons. One, people are going to do what's paid attention to. So you can say, hey, these are our goals. These are the things we do. This is how we do it. But if you're not holding people accountable to those standards that you're creating, those production numbers you're setting up, and you just kind of hand wave it if they don't hit their numbers, everybody's looking around and watching. People know what you're paying attention to. And if you're not holding people accountable who are not performing, who are not doing it right, who are not doing things the way you want them done, that's going to start to undermine the credibility and authority of your voice saying how you want things done. So you have to hold people accountable. Now, this doesn't mean, hey, if you're not performing, I'm going to fire you. You're out the door immediately. Sometimes that is what you have to do over time, but it's holding people accountable and showing them the way, teaching them how to do things. Terrible, stupid example, but way back when I was a kid, I worked at Burger King. And one of the things when you work for a kind of big fast food chain, maybe this is the same now, I assume it is, that there's ways that everything is done. They train you how to do everything from how to make the burger to how to bag fries. And I did not believe in the way they wanted to bag fries. And my boss got on me about it, especially when it was peak time. I was like, no, my way's faster. My way's faster. I finally, after getting beat up by the boss, time started doing it his way. And you know what? When I did it his way, when he held me accountable for doing it the way I was supposed to do it, my performance increased. And that is really why we need to hold people accountable. Because if I'm getting away with it, everybody starts doing it their own way, and you're not going to have the production you want. So you've got to hold people accountable, because it also helps them perform better. It's going to help them grow in their path in your organization, or, the next organization they go to. It's a great privilege and honor as the owner of a business or an executive over people, prepare people for that next job. And when you teach them those good disciplines and habits of doing things the right way and hold them accountable for the outcomes, they're going to ultimately perform better for you, for their next boss, for your company, however you want to look at it. So accountability doesn't have to be a scary conversation. It's a constructive conversation about how to help people do better at what they're doing. So we've got to hold people accountable throughout the organization, hold a consistent standard so everybody is held to the same standard because that's what people are watching. So three things for you to think about as an owner of a business or as an executive to help you be successful over the long term and help you to get things done through other people. Setting the vision, getting it clear, helping people see where the company's going, clearing the path, getting the things out of the way so your team can focus on what's important, serving your customers, building your business, growing your clients, building whatever it is, or offering whatever service that you offer. And finally, holding people accountable. How do we hold people accountable in our organizations? It's a crucial, important thing. So we need to focus on holding people accountable so that they can perform at the level you want them to perform and they can be successful and they can grow in their career. So everybody makes more money. So that's what I wanted to cover today. Thanks for joining me for the Clear Path Leadercast today on those three things that every CEO should do and every business owner should do to grow their business. If you have thoughts, drop them in the comments. I would love to talk to you more about it. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.